Hi there, Andrew from Zone Z Aviation back again. Just looking through all my past videos and I thought it was about time I did a video. Been a while. So, what I've been doing. For a while I lost my mojo for a couple of weeks and yeah, just wasn't feeling it. But the majority of the work's been on the Hobby Boss 1/32 scale B-24J Liberator. That's coming along really well. I can't fault it at all. You know, we always want for more detail in this area and that area and all that sort of stuff, but frankly, for the money, it's absolutely worth it. Not my kit, as I've said, probably mentioned it in a couple of previous videos, that this is a commission build and a long-term one, really. Although it's coming along well, so I'll hold that thought. While I'm blabbing about it, I may as well show you. So one side of the fuselage is kind of complete there, so we've got a lot of oxygen tanks here, and we've got the waste gunner station all built up, some boxes and stuff up here for the cockpit, bomb bay all painted. That needs a bit more work. Same on the other side, really, kind of a mirror of the opposite side. This framework here is for the ball turret. When it comes up in here, there's a shaft that links up into there. Still a fair bit of work to go on in here. I've been adding some extra decals, some scrap decals, just add some placard and stuff just to liven it up a bit. But it needs clear coating and weathering on the inside, and probably some chipping on the internal framework. The actual floor, the actual floor deck is pretty much done. I've masked up this area here. This is for the ball turret. I got to paint that aluminium, do some chipping on that. There's a gun magazine, bomb bay internal structure there, some extra oxygen tanks, the radio operator's station. I've just added some boxes in there, not that you're really going to see anything because the windows are pretty small. Cockpit's all done, got the seats in there, got some photo etched seat belts on there, some photo etch instrument panel. In fact, the entire front instrument panel is photo etched by Airscale. Most of the oxygen tanks that are in here, particularly the smaller ones, are from Master Details. They are sort of cast or 3D printed or resin cast or whatever. Really nice little additions just to give that extra detail. Still a lot more to go on this. I need to do some detailing for the bomb bay area. A big thing with this, whether I mentioned it or not, this is going to be internally lit with LEDs, so I've got to start work on how I'm going to build that up. But my idea was to get it all built, all the internals built, and then I can figure out how to route all my wiring through it without most of it being seen. So yeah, so that's where I'm up to with the B-24. Absolutely loving that. What else? Yeah. Really not prepared for this video at all, but hey. Finished the ball turret. That was a kit in itself. Used some master detail master brass gun barrels for that. On all of the glass work, including the ball turret, had Edward paint masks on the outside, and for the ball turret I just used the backing of the Edward masks as a template to then create internal masks. So the ball turret is sprayed both inside and out, because otherwise it's so clear, that ball turret, that you would see inside it, and if you didn't paint it, if you didn't go that extra mile, mask off the glasswork and then paint it, you'd just see bare plastic. So I thought I'd take the extra time to do that. The master gun barrels really set it off a treat, and I used their etching fluid, which blackens the brass itself, makes the gun barrels look all sooty and like they've been fired a few times. Extra oxygen tank on there, and some extra decals, spare decals applied for placards and stuff. Out of all this, I'll throw up some photos through the end of this, and you'll see where I'm at with that. What else has been going on? I've had a bit of a change around in the room here, a couple of additions, and I'll put up a video of that shortly, just the change arounds. And what else? Bought more kits as usual, as we all do. All my kits now have been moved to my display room upstairs. I can put a photo up of that as well. Some new additions as well. Now, my parents have just been over in the UK, and whenever they do that, you know, given how expensive it is to bring stuff over to New Zealand, I would normally get them to pick some things up for me, and you know, I order them and send them to wherever they're going to be staying. It's just easier that way. Otherwise, some of the stuff that I order would cost a ton in shipping, so it's hardly worth it. So one of the things I got, now, given that this channel is meant to be about not just modelling, but aviation subjects and anything associated, if you check out my Facebook page at Zone Z Aviation, you'll see that I do post other aviation related subjects. Now, one of the things I'm getting into lately is aviation fiction novels, and I just bought this one, Treason Flight by T.R. Matson. If I follow a guy called C.W. Moyne, he's on YouTube. If you check him out, a lot of his recent videos, he has this guy T.R. Matson as one of his guests to review videos and that sort of thing. And he mentioned about this book. I'm also considering picking up C.W. Moyne's books as well. He's got the Spectre series, so I may get into that. I don't know yet, but this Treason Flight, well worth the read. I'm already probably about halfway through it, and but basics of it is about an E2 Hawkeye pilot that kind of thinks he's going crazy or something like that. Follows him through the course of his training and then through deployments, and basically he thinks that someone's out to get him because of certain things that happen and little things that set a little switch off in the back of his mind, thinking, is he being targeted for any particular reason? Are they trying to muster him out, or is even someone trying to kill him? So it's quite a thrilling novel. Really enjoying it so far, and I hope to kind of get into more of these actually, because I'm really enjoying them. My bookcase up there has all sorts of aviation subjects, as well as autobiographies by prevalent aviation figures. So yeah, these novels are great. Really enjoying them. A couple of other things I got. There's more where this came from as well, but I'm not going to go through the whole lot. An outfit I've just come across called Combat Conversions. They do resin conversions for sort of oddball subjects, really. This one is the 1/72nd scale Jaguar for the it was the aerodynamic control test bed where it was the Jaguar that's got wider sort of leading edge extensions in a way to make it stable or unstable. They were playing around with flight controls, and I believe that this and the there was a Harrier as well, and I think they were involved in developments for flight controls for the F-35. I could be wrong. Someone more than welcome to correct me on that, but I do believe that both this Jaguar and there was a Harrier. I forget what it had an acronym name on the side of it, but I believe both those were involved with the F-35 development program back in the early years, real early. So that's a conversion, 1/72nd scale for the Hasegawa kit. So yeah, looking forward to getting into that one. That's a fairly basic one. It's just, all it is just flaps, leading edge extensions, and a new wing. That's pretty simple. Then this one. Now, whenever I first looked at this one, I thought, oh yeah, that looks pretty easy. I should be able to wrangle that one. Then I got it, and yeah, I think I'm in for a rough ride with this one. This is for the conversion for the RC135 rivet joint. Now, a number of years ago, following I suppose I shouldn't really get started on this, but following the cancellation of the Nimrod MR4 and the whole debacle that was the David Cameron defence budget, they got rid of that, and then all of a sudden they realised that they were out of options as far as electronic intelligence. They still had the AWACS at the time, although I believe that's about to go away to the Chilean Air Force, I think it is. They're being sold off to. They've got rid of the Sentinel R1s. The only thing I believe they've got left in the Elant class is the R1 Shadow, a sort of derivative of the King Air private airplane. So then all of a sudden they did a deal with the United States Air Force and got a couple of these RC135 rivet joints. Now this kit, it's all resin, as are all of combat conversions. It's all resin, so you get a whole bag full. It's full of resin, and it's engine pods. It's the side pod cheeks, it's the nose, it's all of the antenna work on there, and this is for the AMT or Artillery KC-135 kit. Now, I initially thought I'd forgotten that it was from the C or KC-135 conversion, so I'd actually bought a Boeing 707 AWACS kit and hadn't realised. The 707 is longer, so I may have to get an Artillery KC-135 for this. But on initial inspection, it's quite daunting, the amount of resin work that's in here, because it's all still on the casting plugs. Yeah, I'm in for a treat with this one. And it's got the decals for the two RAF rivet joint squadrons, all based at Waddington. So yeah, I'm gonna have fun with that. So that's about it. I'm gonna wrap this video up now. I'm gonna include the video just showing you around my additions of the room and some pictures of the B-24 build. That's about it. Next video I'll make a bit more entertaining of actually doing some modelling, I hope. So stand by for that. In the meantime, take care, happy modelling, stay safe and all that jazz. And yeah, carry on regardless. Adios. Okay, so had a bit of a change around here at Zone Z Aviation Headquarters, and this is all pretty much the same as it always has. Drawers there, that's all full of decals and stuff. A wardrobe there with all my kits in it. My bookcase with all my reference books and stuff. Table, paints, tools, all that gubbins. Chair, compressor from my airbrush, little fan heater. What has changed is this side. All my kits are gone. They're all upstairs now in my display room. Bought that new spray booth. Bought a table extension which is all bolted onto the existing one. That's set of drawers there. It's got all my aftermarket resin, photo etch and all that kind of stuff, mainly for my Hornets and Tomcats. Computer all set up. So my intention here was that besides having this area, which this is going to go, my toolbox is going to go, I've got some paint stands and stuff on the way for all my SMS lovely paints. Mwah, love them. So that's all going to change. Spray booth I bought because changing to lacquer is not very good for the old health, so wanted that to extract all the fumes. And this area was just an extension of the workspace really, because I've got a couple of mates who are all modelers and stuff, so my intention was that if ever they want to come around and have a bit of a modelling session, we can set them up, either one of us on that side, have another one of these mats on that side for saving the old carpet, and get another office chair. That was the whole principle of that. Also just extra workspace, to be honest. I don't really need to have my computer set up there. There's plenty enough space that either my computer can be that side or this can be in the middle and then workspace there. I can work it around a lot easier with the extra space. As for the spray booth, love this thing. This is probably the biggest I could get my hands on. I looked at the smaller ones and they just weren't going to cut it. You know, I like the idea of just having the extra space so that if I want to build anything big, it can go in there. So I've got the capacity to cater for it. So they came with the little turntable, which I think most spray booths do. And this one's pretty cool because it's got the LEDs all around it, so good lighting. And this is on a dimmer switch, so you can dim it down and all that sort of thing, then go high. And then the fan, so it's got the fan unit at the back there with just a vent hose, which you just chuck that out the window. And then that's also on a variable switch as well, so that's high and low, which is pretty low and pretty quiet, I'll have to admit, and then you can just go off. So really worth the investment on that. That cost me, it was about 250 New Zealand dollars, which I think is about probably talking maybe 125, 130 UK pounds for that. I sourced this one within New Zealand. There's a supplier down south that was supplying them. Absolutely the best thing I could have bought, mainly, you know, for saving my health, and also keeping the fumes generally out of the room, you know, and not spreading to the rest of the house. So really happy with that. Really happy with the new setup. So yeah, and that's about it. Thanks for watching.